Bottomless Lakes State Park in New Mexico. So this park is just outside of Roswell, New Mexico. It's about 11 miles outside of town, and I actually came here when I was in Roswell on my way up to Michigan. So basically I'm taking the same route through New Mexico that I did when I was going up to Michigan, because I came from Bisbee, Arizona, which is very south, and I am going back to Bisbee, Arizona. So this route just kind of makes sense. On my first time through, I stayed in a RV park called Red Barn RV Park, and it was very nice. It has these big trees that provide some nice shade, at least for the spot that I was in, and I really like that park. But the reason I am not staying there right now is because Bottomless Lake State Park is only $14 a night for an electric and water hookup. That's insane. I think this is like the cheapest RV park that I've ever stayed at. I did have to pay a $12 reservation fee for reserving online, and basically how that works is that I think it's, if you reserve one night, they have you pay $3. If you stay 2 nights, they have you pay $6, and then if you stay 4 or more nights, they have you pay like $12, and it caps out at $12. And I have problems with reservation fees, especially ones that are over like $3, because I think it's insane to have to pay like $8 in reservation fees, especially if you're only staying one night. That's where it really hurts you. So while I do not approve of reservation fees, I understand them, and I also understand this kind of way of doing it, increasing it with the amount of nights you stay, so you don't end up paying an extra $8 for one night. So I approve. This is not bad. I also don't think I have to pay an entry fee for this park. It's very casual. I came in at 4 p.m. on a Sunday, and there wasn't really anybody at the front gate, kind of. So when you enter the park, there's no like gate system. You can stop at the visitor center, but there's no one like stopping you to have you pay a fee. And then when you pull into this part of the park, there is kind of like a gate area, but I don't think they have someone there that often. Probably like on the weekends when you get a lot of day use people, but I pulled in, there wasn't anyone there, so I just pulled to my spot and parked. And I didn't see anywhere on the reservation that I have to pay any kind of entry fee, which again, I have thoughts on. I have many thoughts about how state parks run and how they charge you for camping there. Basically, my conclusion is you shouldn't have to pay an entry fee to get into a state park if you were camping there. That should be included in your camping fee. And if it means that camping needs to be a little bit more expensive per night, that's fine. But I don't want to pay an extra $10 to $15 per stay or per night to stay at the campground that I'm booked at. Again, Arizona does a really good job at this. They don't make you pay an entry fee. You do have to pay a reservation fee. But back to Bottomless Lake State Park, I don't have to pay an entry fee. I think entry fee is like only $5 though. So it's not super expensive overall for $14 a night. I'm honestly very impressed. I paid way more for far less, and it's a very nice park. The only downside is that it is very hot while I'm staying here. So it is the end of September. We really should be cooling down at this point in time, but we are not. So I was hoping that by the time I got back to New Mexico, temperatures would be a little more reasonable, but they are not. So I guess I just have to suck it up and spend a hot week in New Mexico because I'm going to Las Cruces after this. But basically when I booked this, they were looking a little more reasonable, like a high of 85, which warm, but I think that's not bad. But we've got highs in the high 80s and low 90s. Like, ugh, I don't like this. But I mean, but this is unavoidable, and it is what it is. I can't do anything about this. The only downside of this park is that it is so far away from Roswell. So if you are looking to go do the attractions of Roswell, like the alien stuff, or even like the museums, the non-alien museums. I really liked the Contemporary Art Museum in Roswell. It is one of my favorites that I've ever visited. The only thing is that that's like a 30-minute drive out of here, which I think is a little inconvenient for some people. So I think that's pretty much the only thing to consider when making this reservation, is weighing the price versus how far it is away from Roswell and how much you actually want to do things in Roswell. I don't really need to do anything in Roswell. I've done it. Been there, done it. I don't feel the need to do it again. I'm here for 4 nights. I don't have anything big planned. I think the only thing of interest is kayaking, because I can walk to the lake from my campsite. So Marcy and I are gonna go kayaking maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night. Okay, so we are going in town today. It is Mercy's gotcha day tomorrow. We're driving to Las Cruces tomorrow though. So we are going into town today to go to Petco to pick up some treats for her. And then we're also going to kill a couple birds with one stone, because it is about a 20 to 30 minute drive into town, which is the only really downside of this park, is that it's kind of far away from stores. So if you need something, it's a bit of a drive. But we're also going to go into town to get gas before travel day tomorrow, and maybe go pick up some donuts if there's some left at the donut shop I like to go to. So we're doing that. So we only have footage of me getting my kayak out of my truck and no actual footage of me kayaking because my GoPro is dead. And I only found out that the GoPro was dead when I went to go kayak. So this is all we have, which is a little bit of a bummer since I think kayaking was really the only thing that I actually did while I was at Bottomless Lakes State Park. So I guess it is what it is. The lakes, there are multiple lakes. There's basically only one main lake where you can go to the swim beach and take a little boat out on it. But overall, it's a very small lake, but it was very pretty to kayak on with just the surrounding area and everything, but also a pretty short kayaking trip.